And welcome to Random Wrestling Talk, episode number 26. With your hosts, Bruce from World of Wrestling and Matthew, the
The
boring...
co-host.
The so-called co-host.
The
Okay, the
self-proclaimed
so-called.
greatest co-host in the whole world.
Sure thing, right, whatever, dude. John, for whatever reason, is not on the show today. I don't know why. He might pop up in the midst of the show or in the middle of the show, so keep an eye out for John. He might show up, he might not. We don't know. He's missing in action, I guess you could say. Anyway, let's get shit started here on episode number 26 with Random Wrestling Talk. All right. So, what do you think's been going on with WWE?
Wow. It just keeps getting shittier and shittier, and the fact that they took a huge dump in our hometown offends me greatly.
Hey, anyone, and I mean anyone, who is dumb enough and stupid enough to walk into Emily Amina, whatever the fuck the name is now. I'm just going to call it this. What is it, Matthew? Go ahead.
The Emily Arena.
Emily Arena. Anyone that's dumb enough to walk in Emily Arena and pay their ticket to sit in a 3-hour fucking piece of shit show belongs in a mental institution. And I'm assuming probably 10 to 13,000 people showed up in that damn arena and filled in those seats and probably were bored out of their mind. And why they did it, I have no freaking idea. Truth of the matter is, they took a freaking hour and 30-minute show, made it decent enough, and then when they did John Cena versus Seth Rollins, they pretty much gave the main event result away altogether with Dean Ambrose and AJ Styles. This Fatal 5-Way. Can you believe the bullshit that they had to say? Fatal 5-Way? Please elaborate on that.
Why not just add some returning superstar and just bring in the Chamber? I mean, Fatal 5-Way, that sounds so stupid as hell. Stick with Fatal 4-Way, then bring in 2 random guys in the match and just bring in the Chamber, and that solves everything.
No, what they could have done, Matthew, is simple. They could have just went ahead and called it a 5-way dance.
Or a 5-pack challenge, whatever it was back in the early.
Yeah. 5-pack challenge. That would be another way of putting it. I mean,
but of course that's not what we got. We basically got 2 interesting matches with the result of being
exactly very predictable.
Back to square one with the quote-unquote triple threat match that everyone has been waiting for, except it's a month too early. I don't even know what they're gonna do for SummerSlam.
Yeah, that's what I'm afraid of too. Here's the bottom line, and we all know this is coming and it's going to happen. Roman Reigns is going to be off TV for 30 days until Battleground. Then when Battleground happens, he's going to win the fucking title back, and as simple as that.
Yes, and then they're going to book him and Brock Lesnar for the umpteenth, which I think is like 3rd or 4th time or whatever, and Brock Lesnar is not going to go into a match where he's going to just take the loss.
Oh, yeah, he is. So that's what's going to happen. Brock Lesnar is going to face Roman Reigns and lose.
Okay, before we since we're on Brock Lesnar, what'd you think of the cover for 2K17?
Fucking badass, but I will not waste the money on that game until the price on it drops.
I'm just thank God they're not going to shove Roman Reigns down our throat with that cover.
Oh, they do that. They won't. Their copies or the buy rate for their game is going to drop like a fucking rock. I don't think anybody wants to see Roman Reigns' ugly mug on the front cover of the video game.
No. I mean, there is a possibility people could buy the game, take the disc, and just use it for target practice with a BB gun.
Yeah, but then you'd spend $60 for just using it as a target practice? I mean, that's kind of...
I'd pay $60 if it gives me a chance to shoot Roman Reigns in the face.
Why not just do the real thing and shoot him in the face?
Because I don't want to go to prison.
Oh, what's the matter, Big Bubby? You're afraid he might fuck you up the ass?
It's just some random shit we get on the show, people. Get used to it.
Yeah, nothing
Been
like
here
a
for
cock meat
26
sandwich.
episodes.
Nothing like cock meat sandwiches too to add to the mix.
Okay, so back to it. Back to the game. What do you think of the whole, commercial for it?
It was good. They really tricked me. I actually thought it was like an announcement that Brock Lesnar was coming back to WWE. They were just making an announcement of his return, or they were trying to hype up his fight with Mark Hunt at UFC 200.
Do you think that match is going to be any good? I mean, I know this is random wrestling talk, but since we are on Brock Lesnar, it's all fair game.
Brock Lesnar, I think, has a good shot if he doesn't get punched in the face.
All right, it's got that glass jaw, right?
Pretty much. If he gets hit by this guy, Mark Hunt, and Mark Hunt is a knockout artist. This guy has a 500 record, but if he punches you and you have glass jaw, you're fucked. That's about.
Is he like a boxing style?
Who?
Is he like a boxing style?
Not really boxing style. He's more like a slugger.
Yeah. Okay, I get you, like a striker.
Yeah. And if Brock can get him to the ground, though, and keep him on the ground, he could win the fight very easily. But Mark Hunt has such a strong right hand that he hits you with it, you're down for the count.
What's his reach?
His reach, I'm not sure. Let me check that out real quick. Mark Hunt. Shit. Trying to see about his reach. Mark Hunt reach. Just 1 second, Matt.
No problem. Take your time.
Kind of having a hard problem trying to find out his reach. His reach is 74 inches.
Ooh, that's gonna spell trouble. I'm assuming because I don't know shit about UFC.
Well, no, if Brock Lesnar, I think Brock Lesnar has a long reach. I think Brock's is 81 or something. Let me check.
Alright. Keeping your hopes up for CM Punk's Octagon debut?
Oh, I'm looking forward to him getting his ass whooped.
What, crawling back to Vince, groveling, gonna join the Kiss My Ass Club? His job back?
No, I don't think so. I think what he needs to do is do the smart thing. Go to TNA.
Yeah, no comment.
Do what Hulk Hogan did. Try to put WWE out of business. It's a long task, but
no, don't do that. If he wants to go back to wrestling, the best thing for him to do is go to New Japan or ROH.
Fuck New Japan. Can't even
You're just saying that
understand.
because there's no way in hell for us to actually watch it. I mean, if you could actually watch
Not even that. You can't even understand a damn thing that they say.
No, you can at least understand the announcers.
Wow, Brock Lesnar was trained by Curt Hennig, Dean Malenko, and Doug Basham? What the fuck? Holy shit.
Is that so hard to believe?
Believe? Yeah. Actually, that is hard to believe. I didn't think he would actually get involved with that.
You gotta get trained by someone.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I don't see his reach anywhere. I just see his height and weight. Oh, well.
Okay, so pretty much covered Brock Lesnar, the game, what we expect in his fight.
Right,
so
it is. I found it. Hold on, I found it. It's 81 inches. I was right the whole time. All right, cool. So we're good on that.
All right, so back to what we all came for. Let's take another shit on what WWE's giving us, shall we?
Oh yeah, that's very easy to
let's
do.
talk about let's talk about, let's say, Miz's in-ring return from doing another pointless movie no one's even gonna bother buying.
There was one thing that he did say that was freaking hilarious. That I don't know why, but I just could not stop laughing at what he said about Kane. When he said Kane looks like a licensed insurance guy for Satan.
Oh, you mean the devil's favorite insurance salesman?
Yeah, that was fucking hilarious what he said. I have to give him credit. That was fucking humorous. I really did like that. I thought that was funny.
Yeah, but then you just had to cop out with the whole Maurice faking an injury and then walking out on the match. Yeah.
Well, that's the thing, Matthew. I did not watch that portion of the show. That was in the 10 o'clock hour. I was not watching them at all.
Yeah, okay, you didn't miss me. You didn't miss jack shit.
No, I know I did, and I know John Cena interfered in the main event and screwed AJ Styles out of his match.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I had it on, but I was, taking care of something else, so I wasn't really paid. I was listening.
Oh, something that was more
listening
important.
to what happened, but I didn't watch it, so whatever. I knew the end result was.
I'm dead serious with you, Matthew. This is gonna sound crazy, but I'm getting to the point where I'd rather watch NXT and TNA than watch fucking WWE at this point for right now.
Good. I mean, if you're that desperate for wrestling, you would actually TNA of all places. But if you're gonna just watch NXT, more power to you. I mean, I've been telling you that for God knows how long.
Yeah, but here's the thing, Matthew. They have all these great talented wrestlers, and they just throw them on the main roster. So I mean, I'll tell you another thing about NXT I don't like. I mean, there's not too much about NXT I don't like, but there is one thing I don't like about NXT. Their championship belts suck.
The way the belt looks?
Yes, their championship belts look absolutely horrendous. They are despicable. There's no design. There's no uniqueness about them. They are boring as shit.
Well, I'd rather have the NXT logo decked out and spelled out in diamonds like the WWE logo is.
No, I'd rather see them have a creative design for their championship belts, and instead their belts look like bland, boring crap.
Yeah, well, that's just your opinion. Anyone has different.
No, it's not an opinion. It's the truth, man. Those fucking belts are horrendous. They're bland, they're boring, and they're stupid. I mean, they look like something a kid could carry around on his shoulder. The only difference is they couldn't because of how heavy it would be.
Okay, fine. Then here's what you got. Here's something you can do, Bruce. Take a crayon, stick it up your ass, and design a new belt and sit in the WWE. How's that sound?
Okay, Mr. Anderson. Shit. But no, dude, seriously, I was actually watching some TNA episodes off of YouTube. I'm catching that they are having a shitload of YouTube videos of TNA episodes that you can actually watch full-length episodes from back in last year and this year. And I'm comparing it to the Monday Night Raw. I'm telling you, man, I can't stomach it.
I know.
I like TNA better than fucking Raw.
Bad. TNA is just so goddamn awful.
No, I'm saying to you that I like TNA Impact better than Monday Night Raw. Yeah, exactly. Raw absolutely fucking sucks, dude. I would rather watch TNA Impact than watch Raw.
It's in a very bad slump, but really, it's worse. You're saying Raw is worse than TNA.
Exactly.
TNA has no direction whatsoever.
Actually, if you've looked at what they're doing, they're making it like NXT. NXT, pretty much their whole storylines have been trying to keep them very simplistic. About championship rivalries. That's basically it. Nothing extraordinary. Their only problem is they don't have that one element that could push them into, back to the way they used to be.
Yeah, it's called having a champion people can get behind with. I mean, who gives a rat's ass about Lashley?
No, but they had Drew Galloway, who formerly known Drew McIntyre, who has turned into and evolved into a really good superstar. He is very entertaining. He actually can wrestle. And
yes, no denying that factor.
So, I mean, he is a really good athlete in TNA. Not to mention, TNA seems more authentic as a wrestling company than WWE's main roster. NXT is I'll admit this. NXT is way better than TNA. I can say that much.
Yeah, because
I'd be crazy to say TNA is better than NXT. That would be fucking retarded. But I mean,
yeah,
at least
you'd probably lose all your subscribers if you stated that comment as your factual opinion. Your subscribers would just up and leave you. This video would get so much thumbs down, and you probably would get hate mail sent to your mailbox.
If they knew my address, that is.
No, I'm talking about on your YouTube mailbox.
I was
death
thinking
threat, no hate mail, death threats.
I don't know about that, but maybe like hate mail.
I'm blowing this out, but I'm just telling you exactly what to expect. Anyway, yeah. So you are most likely thinking about jumping to watching NXT on a week-to-week basis.
Yeah, or at least watching it on video demand. Bottom line is, I can't handle this anymore. I mean, if you've listened to JD's reviews of Raw, he keeps saying the same thing over and over again. I can't understand what the hell I'm watching. He says,
yeah, I do watch JD's videos.
I mean, and it's true. It's like, somebody give me a fucking NyQuil and put me to sleep already. This is ridiculous.
3 hours. Yeah, no, 3 hours of bullshit, and we're right back where we started. Was when the show just started. I mean, nothing has changed. We're still getting the bland main event. We're getting, Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn, and I'm guessing a one-on-one match, which last week that should be a last man standing match.
What match is this? Falls Count Anywhere match?
No, as far as I know, it's just a one-on-one match, no stipulation.
What?
And you saw the way those two went at it backstage. It should be a Falls Count Anywhere or a last man standing match or something.
Yeah, they've already had a singles match. Why not elevate the match even more to to a higher stipulation?
I don't know. Maybe something will change as the weeks move on. But as far as I know, from what we watched on the highlight reel, if you caught that, there's just a standard one-on-one match, and then the two of them double super kick Jericho in the face.
They both kicked Jericho in the face?
Yeah.
Wow. Could you imagine this? Kevin Owens becomes a face, but still Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens hate each other no matter what?
What was that? I couldn't quite hear you. You were kind of breaking up.
I said, wouldn't it be funny if they were to make Kevin Owens become a face and still Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens hated each other no matter what?
I don't know. I mean, I know Owens is popular with the fans, even though he's a heel. And as far as I know, when he's not in character, he's supposed to be a clown. So he plays a heel pretty damn good.
Yeah, but the thing is, he's starting to have conflict with other heel wrestlers, which is not very common. Like, if that's happening, that means that there's a change in his character at some point.
That, or they're just making him out to be, the solo heel who doesn't get along with anybody. The kind of guy who would just backstab you at any given moment.
That would work. I mean, he would basically be Brock Lesnar in a way.
Yeah. I just think this match just needs something, because it's just going to be another bland match, which, who knows? I mean, if Sami Zayn wins, that's good. Kevin Owens wins, that's good. It's just going to be a good match, but with no spice to it.
No, that's WWE for you. They absolutely suck. Here's another thing I want to throw this out to you. Now we're going to talk about Roman Reigns. Once again, yeah, Roman Reigns on our show. Talking about him, bitching about him, whatever. I don't give a shit. This is absolute travesty, complete moral issue, everything.
Why is he getting a title? Why is he getting a title match when he's suspended in the first place? They purposely waited for him to reach within the 30-minute limit so he can come back and be part of the match. That is just bullshit.
It is. The bottom line is simple. Roman Reigns should be completely out of the WWE Championship picture, like Seth Rollins said on Raw last night.
And yes, I agree with that.
What should happen is, Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins should be in the main event picture, going one-on-one for the title. Now, here's what you can do. Think this out, because this is a really good idea on my part that I'm thinking of. They could play off of this and make Roman Reigns a heel off of that. Say, I don't give a shit about what I did. I have no remorse for what I did. I don't care. Come out, fuck the match up, it ends up being a no contest. I mean, it's a B-rated pay-per-view, so who cares? I mean, you gotta be stupid.
Yes.
So, basically, they could just simply go ahead, have Roman Reigns come out, fuck the match up, end the match with a no contest, and Roman Reigns grabs a mic and says, I'm sick of this shit. I don't care about trying to impress you. I don't care about my immoral behavior, what I did. I'm here for one thing, and that's to come back to win the WWE Championship. You can all kiss my ass. And then drop the mic and walk off and go to the backstage. And that's how the show would end. That's how I would do it. Then you have Roman Reigns come out. They go ahead, they put him through a match with Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins is pissed off about the situation as well. Same scenario. They have that match go on like what they did last week. They should have done next month to help build this triple threat match for fucking SummerSlam.
Yes.
That's what should be going on here.
I know. We've both been saying the same thing, and I mentioned this a while back. I am so fed up of Roman Reigns that even if he does go heel, I would not care less. If he wants to be a heel, beat people up, be as vicious as can be, whatever. If he wants to be the same bland, smiley face guy, the guy says, I'm not a good guy, not a bad guy, I'm shit, whatever. I honestly do not care, but there has to be something to take away from Roman Reigns. I mean, he should not be in this title match. It's like saying anyone else other than Roman Reigns, they would be suspended.
Exactly.
And they would lose any right they want. A B-ranked superstar would be suspended for 60 days just to be taken out of any potential any pay-per-view situation.
Well, here's the other thing. I'll bring up a comparison here. You know what's sad? we're talking about Roman Reigns. He goes ahead and he gets suspended for 30 days for a drug use or whatever the hell it is, which they still have yet.
It was just a welfare. It was just a welfare violation. So that's all we know. They have not specified what he was using.
And I have a bet it's probably steroid use of some kind.
Yeah, that's probably what it is.
Nor does it really matter at this point what it is or what he caused him to get suspended for 30 days. Bottom line is, you take Roman Reigns' situation, compare it to Triple H.
Okay.
Triple H went ahead and all he did was break character for a moment at a live event.
You're talking about the curtain call incident, right?
Yeah. And they were celebrating with his best friends, him and Shawn Michaels, so that, to say goodbye to Razor and Kevin Nash. And he gets dropped like a bad habit for the next 2 years until probably 3 or 4 years to be exact. For 4 years or so, he was dropped like a bad habit and couldn't be in a main event picture till 1999. Now,
yeah, I agree. He lost the King of the Ring tournament, his spot, and he basically had to crawl his way, basically from the bottom of the shitter.
Yeah, Roman Reigns, this motherfucker, he goes ahead and he breaks a wellness policy, and he gets only suspended for 30 days to strip of the championship, and more likely when he comes back to wrestle for the pay-per-view, he's going to be given the title back to him. What kind of fucking punishment is that?
It's bullshit. He did not lose his spot. Yes, he loses the title because they have to stay face to the situation, but he's not going to lose his spot. He's just going to win the title back. He's still in the main event. He still is Vince McMahon's top guy, which is bullshit. He's like, oh, everyone else, you guys pay by the rules. But no, hey, Roman, come here. I got your back. As long as you kiss my back, I'll got your back.
You mean kiss my backside?
Yeah, okay, fine. Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
But truth of the matter is, man, this is just fucking pathetic. I mean, if you're going to do that, at least let Seth Rollins just carry the belt and not have Dean Ambrose cash in on him. I think that's just a waste on Dean Ambrose altogether to have him do that, and then he's going to just lose the title at Battleground.
Yeah. I mean, I said this in I think it was either last episode or the episode before about the cash-in where they wanted to keep the briefcase, its credibility before the draft, but I don't know anymore. I think that was just something they just had to do right off the bat so they can do something. I just do not know because this Roman Reigns shit just ruined everything.
I think Roman Reigns
who knows what could have happened during the match, if Roman Reigns was not getting suspended. Yes, he probably would have retained the belt, and then maybe Dean would have cashed in on him, but we don't know. And now we got Seth Rollins bitching, complaining about him getting screwed over, even though he pretty much did the same thing at WrestleMania, like everyone else did when it came to the briefcase. Well, except for 2 individuals.
Yeah.
And
truth of the matter is, Matthew, here's the bottom line. What should have happened was they should have just maybe kept the briefcase in Dean Ambrose's possession, and then when they introduced SmackDown's World Championship, should have just had Dean Ambrose drafted to SmackDown and have him be their world champion instantly. That could be done.
But here's pretty much this is not submitted yet because we don't know what's going to happen in the draft, but here's pretty much what everyone is speculating. Ambrose, Reigns, and Rollins are going to possibly be the 3 faces of Raw. And on SmackDown side, you pretty much got Cena and Styles.
No, that's not true. John Cena actually was I saw a thing on NoDQ.com that shows that that John Cena being advertised for Raw events after the post draft, but not on SmackDown. So it's heavily being speculated that he is going to be drafted to Raw.
He's going to stay on Raw.
Yep, and
well,
let
we'll
him.
see. Well, we'll see, because based on the events of last night, we're most likely going to get the the rematch, Cena versus AJ at Battleground, and the rubber match at SummerSlam, which I only pray that AJ gets a clean victory.
Here's the truth of the matter, and these are my top 10 guys that I want to see on SmackDown drafted. I want Cesaro, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, AJ Styles, Dean Ambrose, Seth Rollins. Trying to think of some other guys. Trying to think of some.
Finn Balor?
Yeah, Finn Balor. No, not Finn Balor. I think Finn Balor belongs on Raw. He'd deserve a better place on that. Not to mention, Raw could use some, young talent that is new and fresh on Raw, and not just a bunch of big name WWE marks. Samoa Joe.
Baron Corbin?
Enzo Amore and Colin Cassidy, but I think they're probably going to be on Raw, more than likely.
We'll see when the day comes. So yeah. Oh, speaking of which, did you catch last week's NXT?
No, was that what Nakamura and Finn Balor?
No, that's not happening, and probably until the next takeover, which I believe it's going to be in New York. I think it's going to be called JD from New York's viewpoint, but I think it's going to be called Takeover Brooklyn Part 2 or something. I think they're going to be back in Brooklyn. I think that's when the match is going to go down, because Finn Balor's been probably going to be pushed to the main roster, and so they're going to have they're going to have their big epic confrontation, and then most likely Nakamura is going to be taking Finn's place as the top guy on NXT, while probably Joe is going to remain as the top heel.
Oh, okay.
And another thing which we're probably going to see on that event is probably a match between Austin Aries and a new wrestler called No Way Jose.
No Way Jose.
Yeah. It's hard to describe his character, so you'd have to actually watch. I mean, when he first debuted, people didn't really like him because he looked like a ripoff of Adam Rose's gimmick, but he's actually been pretty good.
No Way Jose. Okay, that sounds retarded.
Yeah, I figured that's how you would see his character, but once you actually see him, compete, you might actually start liking him.
You got it. Me personally, I find that this whole thing with Raw is just absolute trash. The funny part about this, and JD said this on his Off the Script Part 1 episode this past Friday.
Yeah, I watched it.
He even said that he sees that this draft will benefit SmackDown more than it will for Raw. He says Raw will fall in shambles. They're already falling in shambles, but they'll even fall even more in shambles with a half roster for a 3-hour episode. Yeah,
Raw has already got the noose around its neck. But once the draft happens, it's going to get pulled, and they're just going to drop
They're already dropping, dude. SmackDown, if you look
I'm saying it's already got that noose around its neck, so once the draft happens, and they're left with the most shittiest wrestlers, while SmackDown gets the reap from the benefits. Oh, God. I mean, don't you remember when Raw and SmackDown used to be somewhat balanced, when it came to talent-wise, even though Raw did have, the big-name wrestlers?
Well, no, SmackDown SmackDown and Raw are both going to have an even break. I think they're both going to have a good level of talent on their roster. The problem is, one show's going to have 2 hours, another show's going to have 3. Why the fuck would you want to have Raw as a 3-hour show when you have a half a roster to put on there?
Yeah, that's going to be hard too, but I also heard that probably, like I said, they might be pushing SmackDown for 3 hours, and that's going to kill that show too.
Oh, if they do that, I can't watch SmackDown. I'm sorry.
We can only pray they don't do that.
I really can't. I can't sit through 3 hours of SmackDown. It's hard enough to sit through 3 hours of fucking Raw. I can't imagine. I might do one episode if it's 3 hours, just to see how horrible it really is. Just to see if maybe it's actually worth my time. But I highly doubt it's even worth my time to watch a 3-hour fucking episode of SmackDown of a half a roster, or 3 hours of Raw of a half a roster. But this company really needs to go through a rearranged, I think,
remodeling.
Yeah, it needs it. It really does. It's really sad how horrible this company's fucking turning out to be. And there's really no reason for it, because they got good talent on that show, and all they need it to be is a little bit more authentic. And if they had
but you know, in terms of Vince's, they're not about wrestling. They're about sports entertainment. They don't care about being authentic.
They're not sports entertainment either. They're just entertainment. When he used to call his show, he used to always say, "We're not a wrestling company. We're sports entertainment." But my dad's talking in the background.
Yeah, I heard what he said. Yeah, yes. I think sports entertainment. They're not nothing.
No, they're not anything. They used to be sports entertainment. They used to make it authentic, and I understood back then why he didn't call his company a wrestling company, which was understandable because it was fake. But the problem with it is, if you're going to call your company a sports entertainment type of company, make it as authentic as you possibly can. If you can't make it authentic, why bother even having a ring or having wrestlers? Period.
I don't know. I mean, dear God. Yeah, I have nothing to say because I can't think of any arguments with arguments to
what I just
counteract
said.
Yours. Yes, there's nothing they can say. It is just so god awful.
And the truth of the matter is, that's why I'm liking TNA more and more. WWE is making me appreciate a fucking lower level piece of shit company over them. The only thing that they have going for them that makes me say that there is one thing that's better than TNA, and that's NXT. That's it. The rest of it, TNA, in my opinion, I'd rather sit through an hour and 30 minutes watching TNA than watch fucking WWE Raw. And their ratings absolutely suck.
I can understand why you're saying that, but conscious. I've said this multiple times, but I'm just gonna stick what I said back how they treated both Sting and AJ. Even though I know that was scripted, they were leaving, but I have to just stay with what I said about fuck TNA for life.
Well, I can put it to you
I just cannot stand the way their company is run, how they're handling their wrestlers. I mean, even their gimmicks are just god awful.
No, actually, their gimmicks have gotten a lot better. Here's why. They've gotten rid of a lot of factions. There's a lot more individuality now. There's not any beatdown clan like there was last year. There's no...
Then explain the Decay to me, huh? I mean, what does the Decay remind you of?
What, you're thinking that they remind you of the Wyatt family?
Yes! I mean, yes.
I think they're better.
Every company's done that. Rip off a faction from another company, rearrange. I mean, it's nothing new, but...
Dude, this the K group is actually pretty fucking bizarre.
I think Vince McMahon works hard at losing customers.
My dad just said Vince McMahon works hard at losing customers.
Yes, I heard what he said. Okay, well, go on.
Let's get to Sting and AJ Styles. You say that, TNA treated Sting and AJ Styles like crap at the end of their venture with their company. Okay.
Yeah, I understand they were leaving, they were fed up, and they had to do the whole bullshit scenarios the way they did.
No, I will totally agree with you on that. I think that they absolutely fucking trashed them in that situation. They should have just had them lose cleanly and leave it at that. Nothing extraordinary. No, like, whole locker room beat down kind of thing. That's just really, that's going over the top burial to anybody. But Sting was used like shit in WWE. Bottom line. Used like shit. There's nothing to be said about that.
No, I'm going to agree with you. And regardless how Sting wanted to handle his match against Triple H at WrestleMania, or the fact he got hurt during the match against Seth Rollins, I mean, point was, they had a great build-up set up, and they actually decided to go with the situation because, Sting believed in the old school fashion scenario, which I honestly can't blame him if that's how he felt. But as a fan, all that build up and nothing.
No, what should have happened is Sting should have had his WrestleMania moment by beating Triple H, and then he should have been coming back, because here's the thing. He's claimed that was his last match, which is a crock of shit. His last match was against Seth Rollins with the WWE Championship on the line. And here's the bottom line about Sting. Sting should have won against Triple H at WrestleMania, because number one, that was his in-ring debut at WrestleMania. That should have been his win. The next
but like I said, that was supposed to be his, supposed final match, and he believed that people in their final match are supposed to go out and lose. And even though
well, if that's the case, then why did he come back for another match to lose to Seth Rollins?
Unless they offered him some money-wise, I don't know. They wanted to have another, big surprise reveal, because honestly, I could not stand to see Seth Rollins, having that giant statue.
Well, truth of the matter is,
there's no way a Seth Rollins, as talented as a wrestler he is, deserves to be in the same name, his name to be in the same breath as Bruno Sammartino and
Andre the Giant. Well, here's the truth of the matter. Truth of the matter is, their decision on when Sting's last match should have been decided. If Sting's last match should have been at WrestleMania, then that should have been it. He should have never came back ever again.
Well,
because
that honestly doesn't mean bullshit when it comes to wrestling, because look back at the retirement match between Shawn Michaels and Ric Flair.
Okay.
That was supposed to be Ric Flair's, final match.
But Ric Flair, before he had his so-called retirement match, they set him up where if he lost one single match, he'd have to retire. So they had him on this long-ass winning streak anytime he wrestled, which made him look good.
Yes.
Regardless who he would lose to in his final match. Sting didn't even have that kind of opportunity. All he had was 2 matches on pay-per-view in big star matches, and he lost both of them when he should have won at least one of them, in which case it shouldn't have been the WWE title match. It should have been against Triple H.
Yeah, I'm going back to the WWE title match. One of the main reasons why he lost was because he got injured during the match, so you can't really blame them for that. But I agree with that. I'm 100% agreeing with the WrestleMania match against Triple H, but Vince, for whatever reason, whatever his mindset was, he could not take, the the guy of WCW beating Triple H at WrestleMania. According to storyline, I'm not exactly sure how that was going to go down, but I'm sure Vince didn't like the idea of WCW's flagship wrestler beating Triple H at WrestleMania.
And that's all there is to it. And
it's ego. I mean, instead of giving the fans what they want, I can't stand this happening at my fake WrestleMania.
Truth of the matter is, Matthew, we can look at AJ Styles too. He's getting a royal fuck up the ass too.
Oh God! I mean, yes, he debuts at the Rumble, gets a huge pop. Yeah, gets eliminated. I can understand that. I didn't expect AJ to make it to the last 4 or 3 or whatever. Gets eliminated by Kevin Owens, who in the indie circuit they had their own beef. So, and I actually like the idea of Owens, taunting him with his pose after eliminating him. But for him to go into WrestleMania against Chris Jericho and losing just because he's, the top indie guy, and how they constantly taunt the fans to the Styles Clash to the point where you were assuming that the move was just there to, taunt the fans. They were banning it because of the whole concussion situations. And yet now they're actually doing it. They're not even treating it like a finishing move. So yeah, AJ is somewhat getting the oral screw job.
It's not even just that. We can go back to this, all right? 1, AJ Styles had a great start. I mean, he went ahead, he got in the Royal Rumble, he had a decent showing in that Royal Rumble. Granted, we all know he wasn't going to win.
Nope.
Then you had him face Chris Jericho the next night in a really decent, good one-on-one match that he won. Then you have him lose to Jericho, which is fine. I mean, that elevated to the possibility of a pay-per-view match between those two at Fastlane, which is cool. So you go ahead, you have the match, boom. There you go. AJ Styles wins the match 2-1. Great, wonderful. Go to WrestleMania, it's the biggest one. It's his in-ring debut. He's facing Chris Jericho. Like I said, Jericho should have lost this match, and it should have been 3-1. That should have been the fucking record to this series. And from there, AJ Styles would have had a bigger reason to actually be in the match against Roman Reigns. From that point on, anything involving the club should have been AJ Styles becoming a heel from that point on. That's the way it should have been from then on. Where are you going?
Just checking my fan because it felt kind of hot, so I was just turning my fan up.
Oh. But that's the bottom line. AJ Styles should have became a heel going into Payback. No doubt about it. He should have been a fucking heel from that point on. And this whole ignoramus idea to make AJ Styles a heel when he went up against John Cena is totally, completely retarded.
Yeah, and of course there's the reason why. I mean, we know the contracts between Gallows and Anderson with New Japan probably weren't up around the time when he was facing Reigns, but I don't know. That's speculation. And of course, they're waiting for them to, come to WWE, so they had him play the face, challenge Roman Reigns, and yada yada. We knew AJ wasn't going to win, and they make AJ look bad, but making Roman Reigns look unstoppable by taking so many hits, and then spear after spear. It's just, and then by all means, let's have AJ versus and a rival with John Cena. I mean, God. Yes, I mean, fan point of view, anyone would like to see that match, but anyone would like to see that match not being run by WWE.
Well, my whole deal with it is AJ Styles won, great, but how he won was retarded. They should have had AJ Styles look strong in that match and beat John Cena.
Yes.
Clean.
Yes, I agree with that. I mean, they both got out of each other's finishing submission holds. They both kicked out of each other's finishing moves from the Styles Clash, the AA, but for the cliche situation of the referee being in the wrong place at the wrong time and getting knocked out by AJ's boot while he was up in the position. When you saw that stuff, did you see that? Do you think that hit look real to you, or is it just fake falling?
Which?
When the referee got hit. Did that look fake to you? Like the referee was just in the wrong place, or I know it's a spot, but
for what? When the Money in the Bank pay-per-view match?
Yeah, but when the referee got hit, did that set up? Look legit. Like, oh, the referee got hit, or oh, the referee got hit because he just toppled over like fake falling.
I don't know. I saw the pay-per-view twice. I mean, it wasn't all that bad. But
oh no, and there was also another thing that pissed the fans off the most was all the spot calling by Cena.
Spot calling?
Yeah, apparently throughout the match, if you listen carefully, you can tell, you can see where Cena is actually telling AJ to, come, let's set this move up here and let's do this over here.
Wow. And that's...
I mean, JD mentioned that a lot in the several weeks after the match, but with the audience being as loud as they were, excited for this match, really pay very close attention unless you can read lips or something.
Well, here's the truth about this. That just displays one thing. Those two did not get a chance to work together to choreograph those spots to make sure that they're done correctly and each person knows what they're doing in each spot. Back in the day, you didn't see that kind of shit going on. Each and every one of them knew exactly what they were doing in that ring before they did it. Everything that they did was planned out weeks ahead, or at least a week ahead of time. But they planned everything out, and that's something JD has mentioned on his episodes too, of any kind. He has said these people do not plan nothing out. They should have things planned out months in advance so that they don't have to worry about changing nothing, make sure they have everything nailed down and concrete and know in the direction that they need to go or where they want to go with each and every guy that they have on their roster. And they don't. And that's why this fucking show is in shambles, why WWE is fucking lame as shit, and why they come up with lame-o ideas. They got too much on their plate, and you and I, in our private conversations, have discussed this. They have too much on their plate, these storyline writers, to come up with new and better ideas to make their show better. They don't have time to sit down and discuss things. They have a fucking consistent work schedule. They gotta go, rush. Everything with their stuff is a rush situation. They can't sit down and plan anything out the correct way to come up with the best move, the best idea, and what's best to make the company look good. Or for the superstars, for that matter, to help elevate them.
Yeah, I know. It's like they're writing up the script for each show, either like the day of the show or maybe a day or two before the show, and that's not enough time to get everything together. Like we're going here with this. You got just a couple hours to get everything you need to know, every little detail, and we're going on live now.
Yeah, and here's the other thing, Matthew. Vince McMahon makes the writers redo certain parts in the show hours before the show even starts.
Well, yes, exactly. I know this because this goes back to the Lesnar Taker match.
Yeah,
30.
Lesnar was supposed to lose originally.
Oh, I'm not sure about. I just know that just before they went live, I know they quickly just changed to right off the bat right before the match started.
Are you talking about Undertaker and Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania 30?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. And I thought that was fucking dumb as hell.
Yeah, I know. Well, for shock value, because they want to make Brock Lesnar look good. Brock Lesnar doesn't need anybody to make him look good.
I know. I mean, he may not be the best fighter in the world in reality, but he at least can make himself look like a badass.
Yeah.
So, that's pretty much it. Anyway, at this time, ladies and gentlemen.
Wait! Before we sign off, do you want to mention the big announcement, or do you want to save that for when the
Are you talking about the draft review?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yes. Ladies and gentlemen, July 19th at 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. If you guys want to check this out, we will be doing Random Wrestling Talk for the final time on Tuesday nights because I will be doing SmackDown reviews every Tuesday night. So, without a further ado, we will be doing that review Tuesday night to do Random Wrestling Talk for the last time. You will be able to catch Random Wrestling Talk every Wednesday night instead after July 19th. We won't be doing Random Wrestling Talk on July 20th since we already would be doing that Tuesday night.
So starting on July 27th, Random Wrestling will be on Wednesday.
Correct. So anybody that's interested in watching the show, great. More than happy to join us. We love doing this shit. Anyway, but at this time, guys, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed watching the show with us and hearing our commentary, opinions about WWE, overall opinions about wrestling. I think Matt and I actually did a really good job talking an overall opinion about all wrestling, not just WWE in itself. So anyway, at this time, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching. Leave the comments and opinions down below. Hit that subscribe button. Forever hold your damn peace. And thank you very much for watching, and have a great night, guys. Bye.
Peace.